A child who wants to make the world a better place is someone we want to know a little better. Briar Rose Perrier is just 10 years old, but she's already learned some hard lessons about human frailty, abuse, and addiction. She spent the first months of her life in a battered women's shelter with her mother. But she's not bitter about that. In fact, she's grateful and sets out to show it. CTV's Scott Laurie on a project and a little girl who embodies the Canadian spirit.
String by string, bead by bead, Briar Rose Perrier is giving back.
My mom had nowhere to go, so she came to Toronto and went to that Native women's shelter and I lived there for the first 11 months of my life.
That shelter rescued her mother Bridget from a rough partner and rougher streets.
When I moved into the shelter, I just lost my son to cancer. I also was in recovery from an addiction.
When she found out where her life started, this 10-year-old had an idea.
I just wanted to give some money back to it.
In the last 7 months, she raised $2,000 and gave it all away to the place that cradled her first days.
I made bracelets and I sold them pretty much to everybody. I went to stores. I went to my school and asked teachers to buy them.
She certainly seems a terrific little girl who has learned some very important lessons from her mother.
Those many years ago, the YWCA sheltered the Perriers.
I'm very touched by the fact that she would think of a very practical thing that she could do to benefit others.
Others, like Leah GRIMANIS, who lived in shelters, see Briar as a young role model.
She gave that back on the 10-year anniversary of her arriving there as a newborn. $2,000. Who would have imagined?
I gave them it with my mom, and then they said, "Bless you."
Bridget regards it as a blessing that she now helps the homeless. She's even won the YWCA's Distinction Award. Bead by bead, string by string, Briar is following her mother's example. Scott Laurie, CTV News, Toronto.
Great little girl.